93. 93 Hot Toys were announced in 2023. And you have to ask yourself, is it possible that we will reach over 100? And if so, why so many? And how does that tie into what's going on within the secondary market right now? One thing is for sure, I've got the power of the wizard juice right here, my friends. Let's go ahead and dive into all this. Right now. All right, and welcome everyone to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at the 6 Scale Cantina. And just in case you don't know just who I am the Dark Jedi Aries Tarrington, about to serve up all the 6 Scale action figure talk. So please go ahead and smash that like button. I so do very much appreciate your support, baby. And hey, while you're at it, why not also go ahead and subscribe to the 6 Scale Cantina? Listen, that's going to be very, very important. You need to comment on this video right here, baby. This video right here to be eligible to win giveaways, including a hot toy, on my next 3rd annual Christmas Eve morning with Aries. The 3rd annual one is coming up on Christmas Eve morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Be there or be square. I'm giving stuff away again. Remember, I gave away not just one, not just two, but 3 hot toys for the Thanksgiving holiday. And I'm going to be giving away more on the annual Christmas Eve morning special. It's already up on YouTube. You could go ahead and set the alarm, set the notification, go ahead and smash the like button on that as well, and I'll see you Christmas Eve morning. You got to be subscribed, and you got to comment on this video for sure. And yes, I will be getting into the blogger photos, these final production photos of the release of Reva, and also Paz Vizla later in the show, towards the end of the show. So stay tuned right here in this show for my feedback on that, for sure. All right. Look, let's get into this here. And I'm going to tie in some stuff. This is very, very telling. And we're going to be getting into that. But let's bring this up onto the screen. And this is just during this recording here on Wednesday, December 13th. Look at this with some of these auctions that are going to be closing. And wow, you've got a Red Skull, Captain America, Iron Man, Tony Stark, no bids. No bites, feel bad. 4 minutes left, 8 minutes left, 12 minutes left. Look at these. Captain America, 179, nothing. Nick Fury, nothing. Age of Ultron, nothing. Spider-Man, Spider-Punk suit has 17 bids at $127 with 31 minutes remaining. You got a War Machine Endgame figure there for just $200, not even a bite. Look, even the black suit, VGM 42, just 12 bids right now at 152. Gosh, I mean, just look at some of this stuff. And some of this stuff is just not moving. Look, you got that golden armor Wonder Woman, and I think that just finally hit waitlist. But again, feel bad for some of these sellers. Not one bite at $299.99. Are you kidding me? Wow. And look at that Mando and the Blurg TMS 046. 1 hour, 38 minutes left. $350. Not a bite. Not a bite. See a Stormtrooper squad leader at 137.50 with 16 bids and 1 hour left. There's a kind of an oldie but a goodie now. The Coruscant Guard, Clone Wars, just $160 and 50 cents. I'm showing you a wide vast array today of some of the stuff going on right here that you could see. Wow. And not a whole lot of bites. Not a whole lot of demand at this price. And, well, look at that Captain America on the bottom for $169.99. What is this indicative of? And there's a lot that goes into it. What I've been showing you all year is this is, without any doubt, a volatile global economy. I have felt the impact of it. Everyone I know has felt the impact of it. And I'm sure many, many of you have felt the impact of this economy. And again, as I've mentioned before, while in the United States the inflation rate isn't at the high over 5% that it was, in 2020, 2021, when it was the highest in over 40 years, it's still high. It's still at around 3%, which is a lot higher than where it should be, around 2%. And you still got areas of the world, such as in Russia, such as is in Europe, that are battling with 5%. And it's hard for people's income to catch up from the past, even though you may have it, especially in the United States, moderating a little bit. You still got to be playing catch up. And you're seeing it evident in what's going on over here. So definitely economy and so many different sellers, businesses, companies are dealing with what we're dealing with here post-COVID. Another thing that's going on. When you take Star Wars, for instance, there hasn't been a movie. There hasn't been a major motion picture since the rise of Skywalker. And while you have had the Disney Plus television series, such as the Ahsoka series, the Andor series, the Obi-Wan series, the Book of Boba Fett, of course, the Bad Batch, some of the animated ones, and last but certainly not least, The Mandalorian, which Mando and Grogu certainly have changed the whole face and outlook and perception of Star Wars post the sequels for sure. But there hasn't been a film. There has not been a film since the rise of Skywalker. And next year, I believe there's maybe only one Marvel film scheduled for next year. No films for Star Wars scheduled for next year. I don't know what DC is coming out, although I'm looking forward, certainly, to the Aquaman coming out here December 22nd, and I will be there. It looks really, really, really good. But you have to wonder, what is Hot Toys going to do next year in 2024? With 93 announcements this year, what is it going to be? From the Loki series? From She-Hulk? From WandaVision? From the Book of Boba Fett? More from the Ahsoka series? Where are they going to get? Where they are right now. Hold that. But as I was saying, and not to digress, is it possible that because there is a lack of content for some of these IPs like Marvel, like Star Wars, besides the economy, that also factors in to what's going on right now in the secondary market? And I say, yes. It absolutely sure does. And listen, with your Grail pieces like this, they are not suffering at all. You can see right here an outstanding seller. 431 feedback. All 100% positive. $580. Not including the $29.35 in shipping. Well over $600. Not including taxes. For a new Han Stormtrooper, a very, very old figure at this point, and one that I am very grateful to have in my collection, courtesy of Ray from Hawk Wars Toys. Shout out to Ray. I believe he still has one of these up for sale right now at his eBay store. So if you're looking for a Han Trooper, give Ray a shout out from Hawk Wars. He may be able to hook you up. Look at this other Grail from a movie that really isn't relevant right now, or a character so much, but certainly an iconic one, and still just from December 6th, $469.14 bids. Another outstanding seller with 615 feedback, all 100% positive, and not including the near $46 in standard shipping, well over $500. Wow. Your Grails, again, supply and demand, cause and effect. It's very, very real. Very, very, very real. And speaking of Hawk Wars, you can look right here. Sold. And, of course, a lot of talk about Jokers lately, especially the Heath Ledger Joker, which I think is getting overproduced and oversaturated. But you have to wonder if someone's going to take a chance on redoing a DX08 Jack Nicholson Joker from the 89 Batman. Because look at this, baby. Wow. Again, no problem with your Grails. No problem with your Grails in this economy. As in a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, some of these are going up in value even within this economy, and you're getting some crazy prices on some figures. Look at this right here. Here is your Target Invader for $815, and then later, and I actually pulled this up on 6 Scale Raw during the live show, but there's one that just went for $990, and if I could find it, I'll bring it up. But take my word on it, baby. Absolutely Absolutely crazy. As a matter of fact, I think I may have it right here, and I could show it to you as I pull this up onto the screen. And I can't find it right now. It's not loading. But close to $1,000. It was $980 for sure, which is absolutely unbelievable right now in this economy. So, with all that being said, and everything going on here, how does this directly tie in to 93 Hot Toys in 2023? Will we reach 100? And I say we're going to have to keep an eye on it. If we don't, I certainly don't mind. Because when you go ahead and do the math on this, ladies and gentlemen, and you average this at $275 a piece average, it would cost you $25,500 or so dollars if you were to buy all of those figures. That is absolutely, absolutely insane. The other thing that's insane with this, and you can see it right here, is 43 of these particular figures, that's near half, are already on the wait list. Absolutely, absolutely insane. And let's go over some of these new releases this year. Another Rex, a lot of Batmans, of course Iron Man's, another Ahsoka, really cool Feral Predator. I mean, just look at this list here. And Indiana Jones, I'm really, really looking forward to. And I'm scrolling down over here, and you're seeing a snapshot of a lot of stuff. Too bad on that Anakin. I mean, this Anakin, quite honestly, like the Joker, why? Why did it not come with a sculpted version? Because with that Joker, you can't get the rooted hair version, and I was lucky to be able to put a pre-order down on the rooted hair version. It's definitely, out of all the Jokers that are out there right now, J&D, even the great InArt one too, I am choosing this Hot Toys one. Looks absolutely fantastic. But I've got no choice. No choice on that Anakin. And not everybody wants rooted hair. But if you want this figure, that was it. And if they do this with a Luke, or they do this with a Han, or they do this with a Leia, or they do this with an Obi-Wan, oh my goodness, to stir. It'll create a ton of buzz. It absolutely will. And a tremendous amount of excitement. But if they don't offer a sculpted version, there's going to be some very, very disappointed people, including me. And I missed out on this one, and I got the Joker. However, interestingly, even though I got the Gal Gadot Artisan Wonder Woman, which they're calling it the Warner Brothers 100, my waitlist did convert. It did a few months ago. And I have to ask myself, is it possible that the waitlist here may convert for the Dark Jedi? And I say, yes. Make it convert. Make it convert, Howard, Sideshow. Come on. I could keep my fingers crossed. But one way or another, I'm definitely getting that figure for sure. If you're noticing my voice is a little off today, it's because I'm definitely under the weather. Although trying to get on the mend, but I really, really wanted to record this show. But definitely better today than I was yesterday. So, but anyway, look at this. I mean, just look. And I'm going to go to more here from this year. And you can see the second page. And I have a funny feeling that a lot of these are going to be hitting waitlist very, very shortly. And this isn't including anything from December. You know, like we had the 4 releases for the Attack of the Clones Wave 2, the Anakin, the Padme, the Super Battle Droid, and the Mace. No, this is all this year. And some of them, like I said, 43 of them on freaking waitlist already. And some of them have come out early, which is absolutely insane. Wow. And it's going to basically stop this list right after the Clone Wars Obi-Wan over here. But look, 93 Hot Toys, and 43 have already hit waitlist. There's a lot of things to take to look at here. Number one, out of 93, 43 of them are already on waitlist. Now that includes some exclusives, that includes certain versions, but nonetheless, that's a whole heck of a lot, and more so than I have ever seen. Does the economy have everything to do with it? I think with this, it has everything to do with this. We have seen discounts from so many different retailers, online retailers, sellers throughout this year. And again, probably with that, more so than I have ever seen for sure. And it's good to have stuff in stock. I really believe that, for some things anyway. But sometimes when it's too much overstock, you're seeing a complete difference over here, and you need to have a call for demand. Not everybody, some will, certainly not me, could get 93 Hot Toys, let alone if they hit 100. I just can't. I can't pre-order all that. I don't got $25,000 laying around to do that. I'm still trying to catch up on figures from the past. I'm a big Star Wars guy. I just don't have it in my budget right now to get the Cobb Vanth. I don't have it to get the Cad Bane. Those are definitely ones I'm going to get. I just can't pull it. I just can't pull the trigger on those right now, for instance. And there's so many of those figures. I wanted to get the whole No Way Home line. Pausing on that. It's just so many of them. You have to pick and choose. And you can see a lot of them going on wait lists. So you really have to know in advance which ones you want to get. Make that decision. Look at your budget. Look through the list here and start making your choices. And with some of these, as it always goes, no matter what the economy is, good or bad, some of them you'll still be able to get. Some of them will be outrageous for a long, long time until they get 2.0s. Like that one Batman here. With that one Batman release, I think from the Justice League, I think so, that has the full Ben Affleck head sculpt. I expect that, even though this is a different movie here, to greatly suffer, because now you've got a head sculpt arguably that's improved, that's better, that has interchangeable hair pieces, rolling eyes function. There's a whole lot going on over here. If you like what you're hearing on this show, you may want to consider joining the channel. I put out a whole early this weekend, a whole Drunk on Coffee episode. And the headline on this is Hot Toys from the Crypt. And next up, if you join the channel, It's absolutely a full episode, and you're going to love this. I dive into why we're going to be getting a Lucius Fox and a Ra's al Ghul from the Christopher Nolan Batman and the licensing that Hot Toys has there. Figures from the crypt. Are we getting Poe? Are we getting Pays? You see the red eyes, the reddish eyes anyway, of Anakin there. Are we going to get a chance for another artisan and quickly? And I dive into a ton of that and a ton of heightened analysis. And then as well, coming up this weekend for insiders as well, is another whole drunk on coffee. The Dark Jedi is on a roll. And look at this here. Upcoming shockers and next up artisans. Are we going to be getting Queen Amidala? Are we going to be getting the A New Hope Leia? And are we going to be getting that Bespin Luke artisan version? And will it be battle damaged? And again, you have to wonder. With no films next year and hardly any shows, is this the kind of stuff that Hot Toys is going to focus on? You don't want to miss this upcoming episode. All you have to do, besides believe, click on the little join button. And if you think you could benefit from it, I appreciate your support. It's cheaper than a dozen eggs in most places. Certainly cheaper than gas in most places. And certainly cheaper than a quart of half and half. Baby. But if whether we get to 100 or not, next year, if they're looking to equal this, it may be the year of 2.0s. And it just may be the year where all our dreams for figures such as these just may come true. All right. Let's get into Reva. Let's get into the final production photos for this character. And pulling this up onto the screen, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I liked the Obi-Wan series a lot. I didn't have a problem with this character. I thought she was quite good. I will admit the last couple of episodes, and I have to watch it again, I felt like her arc got a little funky towards the end. But I still really liked the character. But honestly, I really liked just seeing Darth Vader and Hayden Christensen and Obi-Wan Kenobi again. I really did. And that's really what sold the show for me. That being said, I don't have a problem necessarily with this character, as I've heard some others have, for sure. As far as the figure goes, this is good work. It looks very, 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 very good. Again, I'm going to look to see exactly what MRC Collection Ventures, shout out to Reagan, what his, just seeing it raw, just seeing without these backgrounds what it looks like. The thing I'm encouraged about is most always the videos are way better than the photos. But these photos, she looks pretty darn good, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, she really, really does. And this looks like it will be an awesome, awesome addition to my collection for sure. Yes, I'm going to get her, who knows when, because I'm all budgeted out. But I will get her eventually. It looks absolutely gorgeous. This figure looks great. Yeah, I mean, her proportions look spot on from what I remembered in the movie. But the head sculpt, let's talk about it. What do you think? I think that's pretty. Let's see if I can blow this up. I think that's pretty sensational. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It looks super, 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 super good. The hair looks really good. Her facial features, she's peering right through at you. The suit looks sick. Um, Again, I'm sure some people are going to be nervous if that is pleather, about the pleather. My advice to you on that, and you probably saw my video if you're an insider on pleather maintenance tips. And first and foremost, if you got a climate controlled environment and a dehumidifier, that's going to help tremendously. I've got no issues at all. But pulling this up, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty stoked about this, and I think it looks fantastic. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section below. But I think they nailed this out of the park. Let's look at the base again. Well, at least it's not a sand base, just a normal base there. Now, one of the things you're going to ask me about, and this background's actually not bad. You know I complain about the background sometimes, but not too bad. Again, I want to see the actual raw footage video of this particular figure. I really, really do. Let's blow this up. Not bad. Good head sculpt. Let's blow this one up. Yeah, looks really good. I'll get a better look when I see the video of this particular character. But this looks sick. This looks sick. And yes, I do want to go ahead and get this. The question you're going to ask me, especially as the Hot Toys wizard, is what about the fourth sister and the fifth brother? Listen, even though they're not in here, the blogger who took these photos does not have the prototypes of those figures. But is it possible that we're still going to get the two remaining Inquisitors? And I say, yes, of course you are. Hot Toys wouldn't have teased it if they weren't going to do it. And this ain't the Hot Toys of pre-COVID. They're going to come out with them, especially with the lower production on so many of these releases. And when you get that Vader that comes out, people are going to go nuts over that Vader from this series. And then they're going to whoop these on you. And then you have to ask yourself, how much does she go up in value? And the Grand Inquisitor. Because listen, I saw a couple of comments, or at least one, on the Facebook that this is going right to the bargain bin. I'm going to tell you it's not. Especially when they come out with the other two Inquisitors. Especially when they come out with Vader. Especially when they come out with another Vader on the throne from this particular, and with the full Hayden head sculpt from this particular series. And look, this didn't even crack the top 5. I got to look back and see if it cracked the top 10 best-selling wise. They hardly made any of this particular figure. And I believe actually this could be a potential grail in the future from my perspective. For sure. All right, now, Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. Now dubbed Paz Vizla by Hot Toys with the appropriate name. And as I pull that up onto the screen, I don't know what you really, or what anybody wants to, talk about as far as impressions. It's the Heavy Infantry Mandalorian. I've had this figure. I did sell this figure. I don't really collect Hot Toys right now that don't have head sculpts. That being said, I can tell you firsthand, this is a great, great figure. And I would consider getting this again. Again, I've got a budget accordingly. He's beefy. He's awesome. And so if you missed out on it, here's a great opportunity for you. It pretty much looks exactly the same as the first one, except you get that shield and you get Paz Vizla dubbed on it. Again, this one hardly, I don't think this one cracked the top 10. But again, I have to go back and look best-selling wise on Sideshow. And I don't think they made very many of these. However, it does saturate the market again because you already did release the heavy infantry Mandalorian. I don't know if this one has as much potential, grailability wise, as Reva. I know some of you are going to think Reva's a bargain bidder, but when you factor in two more forthcoming Inquisitors, perhaps another Vader, perhaps another Kenobi, it does make you wonder. I don't always drink wizard juice and spill coffee all over the floor, but when I do, I do it right here at 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.